What's up, pub watchers, YouTube subscribers, Twitter and Instagram followers? It's Kush back at again with another episode of the Just Chillin podcast call-in show. First and foremost, y'all gotta let me know if you could hear me, because I'm not sure if my mic is being picked up right now. Second thing second, all decked out in completely blue today. Shout out to Yavra, shout out to Kashif, shout out to Sergeant Mayhem in here early. How was y'all's Christmas, man? You see, there's still a little bit of Christmas decoration up there. In fact, the jersey that I'm wearing right now, what up, Anthony, was a Christmas gift. This Dexter Lawrence premium official NFL on the field jersey 97 was a Christmas gift from I don't think anybody knows who this from Kid Blue. Yo, shout out to Kid Blue. I'm pretty sure Young Guns is gonna be back next week after like it feels like a month off. It's probably like 2 or 3 weeks. This is the first year me and KB actually ever exchanged presents, and this man knocked it out of the park, man. I was flabbergasted. I was confused because the package, when it came in the little FedEx package, was like about this big. So I was like, I was expecting something completely different, bro. I was like, that's a jersey wrapped up. Made my gift look not as good in comparison. But according to the man himself, he loves the gift I got him. I got him like it's like a wireless charger slash desk organizer. It's like also Giants merch, but it's a 2-in-1. Half of it is a wireless charger for your phone. The other half of it is a desk organizer. And I knew he needed that because he's mentioned several times off stream how his desk is unorganized. So he said that he loved it, but we'll see, man, because this was beyond words, man. This was completely beyond words. Hey, it's not just a phone charger. You know what? Nah, I can't take this slander, bro. Let me call this man up. Let me call this man up live right now, bro. See if he's busy. See if he's busy real quick. Do a quick little Young Guns preview. Let me see where do I have Gio's number, right? In the G's, of course. There he is. Let me see if he's gonna answer, bro. Well, while I'm doing that, shout out to everybody in here. As you're popping in, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button if you're new, and hit that share button. Most importantly, what up, sober party? Nate out here just instigating, man. Nate straight up instigating. He's not answering. I don't think that's a good sign. It rang out. It rang out. All right then. Let's get on with the show, shall we? Shout out to Ligma. Shout out to Ligma. Take that hat off. Nah, we're not gonna take this hat off. The Vikings matchup. Oh, look who's calling back. It's Kid Blue. Yo, what's good, man? How you doing, bro? I just want to say you may or may not be on stream right now for just chilling. I don't know if you want to say hello to the people or not, but yeah. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I was out here telling, where is the speaker button? Telling the people, yo, I got a great co-host. This man got me a Dexter Lawrence jersey for Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Wearing it on stream, bro. You know what I mean? And
Hey,
listen, give yourself some props, man. But then they out here roasting me for my gift to you, bro. So like, let the people know that you like my gift, bro.
hey, man, the gift was fire,
You
bro.
see
What are
what
you
I'm
guys
saying?
talking about?
Y'all out here roasting me. All right.
Hey, they flaming you for that?
Bro, they roasted. Yo, Nate was like, I got you a glorified phone charger, bro. I was like, for real? That's how we moving?
Hey, nah, bro, I appreciate the gift, man. I
Now,
really
you
do.
best believe when it comes Joe's birthday this November, which is like 11 months away, some crazy gonna happen. I'm just saying, some crazy gonna happen. That's all I'm saying.
Let's get it.
And
Let's get it.
to confirm before I get back on with the stream right here, we back tomorrow night for Young Guns, right?
Yes, sir. We
Y'all
back.
heard
We
it.
back.
Y'all heard the man
We
on
back.
phone.
We in this. We in this, guys. Let's go.
All right. But I'll catch you later, bro.
All right, bro. Have a good stream, my man.
Peace. Y'all, me and KB, we like this, bro. You know what I'm saying? We like this, bro. We like this, bro. Anyway, shout out to the irrelevant fan, Antonio here. What up, Antonio? How you doing? I'm gonna drop the link very soon. In fact, I'm gonna drop the link right now. And while I drop that link, I'm gonna go ahead and give you my thoughts from what I observed during the Vikings game. I'm gonna talk to y'all about obviously the Colts game. That's really the two main topics that we got here. Shout out to Isaiah Hodgins first and foremost. The title says Isaiah Hodgins has arrived. That man, to me, showed out a little bit more than I expected. He was already somebody that I had my eye on after the first time he saw the field, but he did something that I haven't seen a Giants receiver do in so long, and it's so simple that it's mind-boggling. I haven't seen a Giants receiver do this in so long, and that's actually lay out your body to like jump and lay out and make a catch. Like I rag on Darius Slayton a couple times. Darius Slayton in his own right is a pretty good receiver and great for where he was drafted in the 5th round. But there's a couple times where I'm like, he's stretching or he's crocodile arming a ball, and I'm like, why didn't you just jump and lay out for it? I know that's a weird thing, but that's something that I've been looking for years, and it's crazy to say I haven't seen a Giants wide receiver just lay out for the ball in a long time. It really seemed like that was sort of a coming out game for him. And honestly, the trio of receivers that we had starting, Hodgins, Richie James, even though he had a couple mishaps, and Darius Slayton, even though he only got, I think, like 4 or 5 catches, they all got over 65 yards, if I remember correctly. They all had a really good day receiving. Of course, directly related to Daniel Jones having his best game of the season by far, in my opinion. It's not even close. Passing, I'd even say rushing, because I would consider when he rushed in this game to be a little bit more clutch and important to when he rushed, say, for example, against the Chicago game, where I think he rushed really, really close to 100, if not to over 100 yards. Daniel Jones, amazing game, great game. He was making throws, man. There was several drives where he was just needling it, bulleting it, and I was thoroughly impressed. I was really happy with him. And then, of course, the final drive, him and Saquon to kind of cap it off and tie the game back. This was overall the best Giants game, in my opinion, that I saw this year during the 2022 season. Unfortunately, it ended with a loss. Not much I can do there. Unfortunately, it ended with a loss. I mean, it felt like I was transported back to 2018 Graham Gano, Carolina, with his 61-yard field goal, or was it the Jake Elliott one was 50 something. The Graham Gano one was definitely a 61-yard field goal, because that's exactly what we got beat by. But we played a really good game. I'd say our best game offensively. I would even say our best game defensively too, because this is a Vikings offense that could score up to 40. You know what I mean? And we still held them down to 24 with players out, with injuries happening during the game, with at times us looking like I was really fearful of Justin Jefferson. And at the end of the day, Justin Jefferson still is what ended up helping the Vikings win with that. I think it was a 3rd and 11 conversion to get them into that crazy field goal range. I would still say it's our best game all around. And there's been overreactions from here all the way to the moon, man. It was crazy. Overreactions from here all the way to the moon. I'm seeing people say, yo, this is why you extend Daniel Jones. This is why you give him that 4-year deal. And I'm like, all right, hold up, back up now. I'm also seeing people say on the other end, Daniel Jones was trash. He wasn't that good. And I'm also like, all right, hold up now, back up now. There's never middle ground with Giants fans, it seems, ever. We also got to talk about, like, these receivers need a bit more credit. John Feliciano needs to be gone yesterday. In fact, probably 2 months ago, he needs to be gone. We didn't even get to talk about Andrew Thomas Pro Bowl snub yet. There's a whole lot of topics to talk about. I'm going to drop the link once again, because ain't nobody hit that link yet. And there's about 30 people in the stream right now, so I'm kind of confused as to why ain't nobody hit that link yet. Let me get that the super chat right here from Thunder404. What up, Thunder404? How you doing? Thank you for the super chat. He says, Giants trade a first for T. Higgins? Nah. And I'm a T. Higgins fan. I'm somebody that halfway through the season, when I was like bringing up topics of possibly trading for a wide receiver at the trade deadline and talking about it, I was like, I would rather hold out a little bit, and I would rather sign T. Higgins when he actually becomes a free agent, which I think is not this year, but I'm pretty sure it's next year. I would rather sign him when he's a free agent. I would rather try and draft somebody either in the first or second round of this year's draft. But I wouldn't trade a first for T. Higgins. No, we're not in a position, in my opinion, to really trade away first round picks like that when we really haven't. We're only one draft class in for this Joe Shane era, unless it's like trading for a game breaking player at their position, like the person who just outbeat us, like Justin Jefferson. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't go ahead and trade for a first. Nate says it's Christmas time. We had family. We're with our families at home. I know. So am I. That's why I didn't do a Christmas Day stream, bro. Like, hey, yo, who is Nate? Talk. Let me stop, bro. Let me stop. There was somebody that brought up a very interesting question or comment earlier here. I think it's Anthony. He says, does it not piss me off every week knowing that we have $72 million receiver that robbed us and this man can't do anything? Like, come on. All right. I'm over it. And I feel like I've been over it for a while now. And it's not a good thing necessarily that I'm over it. It's just that I'm tired of it. It's of course it still annoys me to no end, I'll say. But am I still pissed off about it? Yes, in the back of my mind. But at the end of the day, I'm just like, I've gotten to a point with the Kenny Golladay situation where I'm just so tired of talking about it. I'm so tired of thinking about it. The only thing left is acceptance. It's like the 5 stages of grief. And I'm just like, the guy is on here. We have no choice but to keep him on here. It's very clear that he's not in the coach's future or the GM's future. He's going to be gone at some point or another, but we just kind of have to, we got to eat our own medicine. We got to eat our own consequences for however long he's going to be here. But of course, in the back of my mind, I'm still like, that's $72 million down the drain. You know what I'm saying? Ligma, you're on the stream. There you go. You're happy now? Man, this dude, bro, I swear to God. Let me scroll back down currently. Thunder404 says, Jordan Addison is the best wide receiver from this class. Antonio got you. He says he's watching film. I got to keep it completely truthful. And as the youngins say, a buck with you. I'm going to keep it 1,000 with you. I don't know anything about any wide receivers in this class. Now, Nate was telling me about some, in his words, demon from, I got to go back and check what school this guy is from. But apparently some 6'5" or 6'4", 205-pound dude from Wake Forest that I don't know if Nate has time to come on and talk about. But his name is A.T. Perry. Know absolutely nothing about him. Already like his first name because AT stands for Andrew Thomas. So I'll roll with that. I've, of course, heard about Jordan Addison. I've heard about the guy out of TCU. I've heard about the guy out of LSU. I've heard about several guys out of Ohio State. I'm not educated on any of them. I don't know anything about any of them until really the season is over. I won't start to know anything about them because I'm completely focused on the Giants NFL season right now. For those of you that have been here for a while, you know how it is. And I'm still completely open to talking about any of these receivers. It's just that you guys will have to be the ones sort of educating me on the topic and giving me all the information on the topic. The height, the weight, the speed, the hands, the route running ability. What are they best known for? What are they good at? What needs to be improved? You know, all of the information. You're going to have to lay it out for me. What up, Jacob? How you doing? And what do you mean by that, Ligma? I'm not too sure. Quentin Johnston. Yeah, that's the guy out of TCU, I believe. Jalen Hyatt, I believe he was with Hendon Hooker. Is that Tennessee? It's one of the orange schools. I'm going to say one of the orange schools. I'm going to guess Tennessee. Nate says A.T. Perry, without question, the most under the radar, unbelievable steal in this draft right now. I don't know if he's going to get found and hyped up, but he's a beast, and I haven't seen him over the 4th round. Kashif, you know, now that you mention it, I got to do it. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I might have to do it. I don't know if my camera's going to catch it all because you literally see everything that my camera is capturing. I'm gonna have to back up. I might break my headphones. I might like sprain my hip. I might most definitely butcher the dance. But if I do this, y'all gotta promise me one thing. You must promise me one thing. You will clip it and you will post it and tag Dexter Lawrence himself on Twitter. That's all I'm asking. You will make sure that Dexter Lawrence sees me attempting his dance. I'm not gonna do that, Ligma. That's not Dexter Lawrence's dance. Behave yourself. But all right, let me move this chair out the way. I'm definitely gonna have to take off my headphones so I can't hear how I sound back at myself. I gotta back up quite a bit. I gotta. Oh, that's terrible. Is it? Maybe I should turn the light off. Or maybe I should. Is it like this? I have no idea if that was it, but I tried my best. I can't remember for some reason. I don't know if I got low enough, but I tried my best. Shout out to Dexter Lawrence. I love you, Dexter Lawrence. I was one of the only people when you were drafted that didn't say you were just a nose tackle. If you see this at some point, I said you were a pocket pusher. You're most definitely a pocket pusher. Rate me out of 10, yo. Out of 10, yo. Give me a score. I'd say that was a solid 7. You know, if I were to rate the dance out of 10. Let me look up Dexter Lawrence's dance, bro. Hold up. Let me, because you have an idea in your head, but you're not really sure. Oh my God, he says 3 out of 10. Y'all tweaking, bro. There's no way it was 3 out of 10. Where is it? Why is it so hard to find Dexter Lawrence's dance? I gotta go to YouTube. I can't go on Twitter to find this. Hold up. We're gonna go to YouTube. Let's see. I'm looking at Dexter Lawrence sacks Justin Fields. I am not out of breath. That is my fan. All right, let's see. Let's see here. I'm gonna give it one more try. Oh, yo, can you just show me him dancing, bro? Oh, his hand never comes up. It's always down. All right, let's do it. Hands down, right? Let me squat at the knees. That was more accurate to what I just saw on YouTube, bro. That was a lot more accurate to what I just saw on YouTube. I never want that to be seen again, except for Mr. Dexter Lawrence himself. Can we talk about Giants football now? Like, that's all I'm asking for. I see you guys do not want to move on from this, so I'm gonna forcibly move us from this. And we are going to talk about Mr. Azizi Injury real quick. Y'all know he's one of my favorite players on the Giants. He recently just went down against the Vikings once again. When is he coming back, do y'all think, chat? And is there any information that I don't know that has been updated yet? Nobody? Y'all, listen. Aziz might be off or out for the season. All right. Yo, I swear to God, bro. Listen. Listen, I got my 10,000 steps in for the day. Okay. I can't even bend my arm at that angle. I got it in for the day. I am reasonably tired. Okay. I spent like 5 hours walking today up and down the city showing some family around, man. He's playing on Sunday? Hold up. Jacob, don't play with me. He playing on Sunday, bro? He playing on Sunday? Anthony's saying that he's day-to-day making progress. Tonio says he's a pass specialist. We need a 3-down player. I believe he could become a 3-down player, but obviously if we don't see anything in the third year, which is next year, sure, go ahead. What does that mean? What are you trying to suggest? Yo, I swear, listen. What are you trying to suggest? What's good, Gabe? They said Aziz should be good. Okay. That's good to know. Low ankle sprain. The reason I even brought it up in the first place, of course, is because this would be his second injury of the year, I want to say. Maybe third. I could be misremembering. Maybe that first one just knocked him out. For some reason, I have in my head that Aziz has already been injured twice, once during like the offseason, once during the regular season, and now again during the regular season. But I could be mixing him and Kayvon up, or I could just be thinking that injury came out of nowhere. Either way, for his career now, which has only been 2 years, he's faced a good amount of injuries. And we're definitely wondering if Aziz is going to get that label of injury prone slapped on him, which was a concern for him coming out the draft. Like, it was really, was it a hip injury or was it a knee injury or something that made him drop to the second round is what I want to say. Wolves, what's up, man? How you doing? Am I going to the game Sunday? I'm not unless somebody somehow gives me tickets. I'm not going to be at the game Sunday. It would have been really nice to be at the game Sunday. But I feel like I should stay away from the Giants for a while because the last game I was at was the Lions and we lost that. So I'm kind of like that I give them some bad juju, but it is what it is. I'm going to stay away from them for a while. You know, it's going to be New Year's Day. Stay home, watch it from home, see what happens there. Jacob says he's been injured twice this year. Nova confirming he hurt his calf twice. Okay, so I'm not mixing up what happened. Tibbs disappeared this game, Antonio said. He also went back to getting held, as we saw. And that's definitely something, if you want to talk about that, we can talk about, because there's always this hot and cold with Giants fans and Kayvon Thibodeau. Obviously not referencing you directly, Antonio, but just using that as an example. It feels like one game Giants fans are completely on the side of Kayvon Thibodeau. They're like, he's the best thing since sliced bread. We made a great fifth overall pick. He's this, he's that, he's amazing. And another game, Giants fans are like, this man is not doing enough for a fifth overall pick. He's not progressing. He's too quiet. He's on and off. It feels like there's not like, just like with Daniel Jones, there's not a good middle ground where we could all chill at when it comes to Kayvon Thibodeau. I would kind of agree a little bit more with Nate, where he's like, he's a rookie. Let's be excited for what we've seen, definitely. But I'm also, my second year expectations for Kayvon are way higher than my first year expectations. And anybody feel free to disagree with me, but the reason they're way higher and why I'm expecting legitimately 8 or more sacks for him in his second year is because I really think he has the ability and the potential to develop tremendously, both mentally and physically, over this offseason. You know, second year player, full offseason in the NFL program, has that experience, will be more ingrained in the locker room, will be more ingrained with his coaches and whatnot. I'm expecting a lot more from the second year Kayvon Thibodeau than I am from a first year Kayvon Thibodeau. Silver Party says, how do the Giants match up in the trenches versus Indy? Now, if this was literally just a year or two ago, I would say not good. But Indianapolis hasn't been a good offensive line this year. Matt Ryan has gotten hit quite a bit. I don't think they're one of the worst like they were under Andrew Luck, but they're definitely not. I don't think they're anywhere near one of the best like they were from 2018 to maybe 2020 or 2021. I would say we match up with them very similarly like we did against the Vikings. And we did get a little bit of pressure against the Vikings. I can't remember. We got maybe a sack or two against them. Should have been a little bit more, but of course, Aziz went out, and then, Kirk Cousins and Kevin O'Connell. They kind of adjusted to the Giants pass rush a little bit. Our blitz is really what got the pressure on him, especially Jason Pinnock, I think it was, off one of the corner blitzes or safety blitzes. I would say we match up very similarly in the way that we did against Minnesota. Camel says, is there a reason why Jalen Hyatt is considered a later first rounder and not an early first? Not that I know of, because like I said earlier, I'm not yet educated on any college football prospects, let alone this, what seems to be stacked wide receiver class. Hopefully somebody in the chat could answer you. Donio saying advanced metrics last 4 games were off the charts, and then he calmed down this game. Haven't looked at film at all. My guess, other than, a rookie having games where he's on fire and then games where he's just cold as ice. They probably schemed up well for him or had a game plan well for him, or their offense was sort of running away from him, or, plays were developing away from his general area, and maybe that's why it seemed like he calmed down. Those are just general guesses, though. Of course, could be completely wrong. Jacob says, hot take, if we don't take care of business this weekend, we won't get in. This is a must-have game. I'm completely with you. It was a win and basically get in last week because both Seattle and what was it? Who did Carolina beat? Carolina beat somebody. And why can't I remember? It's Seattle. Yo, there's no way I'm blanking who Carolina beat last week. Hold up. Lions. That's, I don't know why I completely blanked on the Panthers. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So both of them lost last week, and all we had to do was win, and we were in. Now, it wasn't a win and get in situation. The situation was we win and both of them lose. That was kind of lined up for us. This week, I think it's win and no matter what we get in, because both of them lost. And I'm with you. If we lose this game against the Colts, I don't think we're getting in. And it's going to be really a heartbreak moment for the season and a heartbreak for the season overall, because we're basically, I think we're going to miss the playoffs by just one game, because it's going to be very tough. It's going to be very difficult for us to match up against the Eagles at Lincoln Financial Field, I believe this game is at, and beat them. Even if they rest their starters, I don't see them necessarily resting their starters. The Eagles hate us as much as we hate them. They have no reason in terms of goodwill to rest their starters against us. So we'll see. But yeah, if we lose against the Colts, yeah, I would say it's kind of over. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's just me. Let's see. Mark says score predictions this week. I'm gonna get to that a little bit later on. Camel says, isn't Nelson having the worst season of his career for his standard? I don't know, but maybe, because as soon as he entered as a rookie, he was great. I don't know if he was all pro his rookie year, but he was definitely Pro Bowl his rookie year. Like, as soon as he came into the NFL, he was a star offensive lineman. And ever since, he's been regarded as the best guard in football. I know the Colts offensive line as a whole has been struggling this year. I'm guessing if your best player, which is the best guard in the NFL, is struggling, that would have something to do with it. So let's see what happens. Y'all let me know in the chat, but I wouldn't be surprised if he was, because like I said, I know the Colts line as a whole is struggling. Let's see here. Let's see. Jacob says the only way we clinch without a win is if all three lose again. All three are not going to lose again. I just don't see that happening. I don't see that. Oh, yeah. Green Bay is technically now in the playoff hunt as well, because they just beat Tua and the Dolphins. And I think they're at 7 or 8 wins. Probably 7. I don't think they're at 8. They're probably at 7 wins now. So we'll see. There's a lot of teams in the playoff hunt now right behind us. So obviously there's the Commanders, who are currently slotted at the 7th seed. We're at the 6th, I want to say. Seattle, Detroit, technically Carolina. But if Carolina moves up, I don't know if they take the crown of the NFC South or if they would just take that 7th spot. And then, like I said, there's Green Bay now. It's crazy. It's really kind of congested and packed in that 4, 5, 6, 7 area of the playoff run, or the playoff seeding for the NFC side of things. The first 3 seeds, they're like relatively evenly spaced out. They're all good teams in their own right, but then 4, 5, 6, 7, really congested area. So we'll see what happens. It is. I don't mind it. You guys are keeping the conversation going, so I don't mind it necessarily being a slow stream. But I will say, I would definitely like if somebody were to pop off. You know what I'm saying? Let's just trade some blows, trade some ideas. It is what it is, man. I can't do anything, can't force anybody to come on. I'm vibing with y'all. Y'all are vibing with me. We're in between Christmas and New Year's right now. Know what I'm saying? We'll see what happens. So, and I see that Nate has tagged me on Twitter after clipping it. Thank you, Nate. Did anybody get the second attempt or just the first attempt that everybody rated like a -3 out of 10, bro? Let me respond to Nate, man. Thank you, my boy. That simple as that. I'm gonna drop the link again right here. And I didn't pin it this time, so I'll pin it now. And I also forgot to put it in the members thing, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. All right. Do I think Tua is suffering the same fate as Andrew Luck? In what sense? Andrew Luck had a historically bad offensive line. Does Tua have a historically bad offensive line? And Andrew Luck, I don't think Andrew Luck ever had two great weapons like Jalen Waddle and Cheetah. Andrew Luck had T.Y. Hilton. I don't know if he ever had two great weapons like this. You're going to have to let me know what you're talking about. Oh, we got some callers. We got Antonio. Antonio, what's up, man?
Yo, what's going on, man? My bad. I'm watching the film, trying to see if I can educate myself a little bit, because I'll be honest, on Sunday, I was watching the game kind of like in and out. I was cooking for my in-laws and driving around. It was crazy.
How was your weekend, bro? How was your Christmas?
It was good, man. It was good, man. I can't lie, man. I won some points with the in-laws because Latinos, we celebrate Christmas Eve, not Christmas, pretty much. So
no, I got you. It's the same thing. So like I'm from Guyana, that's South America. Mm-hmm. It's very much the same thing. Christmas Eve is what everybody celebrates. Christmas Day is mad quiet, chill.
It's like recovery time.
Exactly. It's very, very chill.
Yeah, man. So I'm trying to just to kind of watch the fourth quarter and so forth. And digest the game, because also, like, I don't know if this happens to you, but for me personally, like, I'm a fan during the game, so like I get into crazy fan mode where I'm just like focused on some things, and I pick up way better things once I'm watching it over again. And yeah, man, it's just I'm watching some of these throws that Jones is making in this game, and it's like unbelievable. It's such a good game in his behalf. I just wish we would have won that game, because it was fun to watch, man.
But yo, all right. Would you say that the defense had a bad game?
No.
A lot of people are saying that, but I'm like, we kind of held a team, like I said earlier, that has the potential to score like 40 on us to 24.
Yeah.
Even though Justin Jefferson ultimately helped them win the game, like he had the clutch play.
That was the game plan. Yeah. Like to just
like
let
even, what I was gonna say is even then I feel like we still contained him for what Justin Jefferson can do.
Yo, so what I tell people when we play, for example, back in the day, Zeke in his prime or whatever, because Zeke is trash now, but we would say, hey, if we could keep Zeke to 100 yards and a touchdown, that's a success. What you don't want is from these superstar players, these top 3 players, to go for 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, or something ridiculous like that. He went for 130 yards, I think it was, and a touchdown. That's fine. You can live with that, because at the end of the day, all that matters is he just had 7 points. That's all. You know what I'm saying? In terms of those people that are saying that our defense played bad, well, our punter got a pump blocked and gave them crazy good
That's special teams.
No, but it gave them really good field position, right? Then on offense, Daniel Jones throws an interception that's probably 3 points off the board. Bellinger fumbles and it's possible 3 points off the board. That's 6 points right there. We would have won that game with those 6 points, right? Did we lose by 3, right? We lost by 3. So there it is. Like, you just can't expect to play good teams, and this is a top 5 team if you in the league, you know, whether you think they're good or not. I don't really think they are who their record says, But at the end of the day, you can't have quote unquote 3 turnovers. I know it's only counted at 2 because the punt was on 4th down, but
Yeah.
it was 3 turnovers at the end of the day. You can't win that way. You can't win against the Giants. Can't win against nobody with 3 turnovers.
And we still came really close.
Mhm.
Besides all of that, oh, Timothy popped out. My bad, Timothy. It's all good. Let me pop on Nova for a little bit. Nova, what you got for us, man?
Yeah, what up, Kush?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Yo, what's going on, bro?
I'm chilling. What's good, bro? What's up, Antonio?
Oh,
Nice to meet
real
you,
quick,
bro.
yeah. Anybody in Western New York, yo? I hope y'all good. I hope y'all. It was a really bad storm up there. I got a really good friend of mine in Buffalo. He was fine, but like in other parts of Buffalo, there was like 25 plus people that unfortunately died because of the snowstorm.
Thoughts
So
and prayers, man.
anybody that's out there,
bro.
you're safe.
That's my old community out there, man. I went to school up there, and they was just gross. The things that's going on up there, man. It's scary, and man, I feel bad for everybody there, man. I wish I could do something, but there's not much to do, man, except for thoughts and prayers again.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, prayers up to them. That's tough, man. Now, if you want to know my thoughts, like what, like just on like.
Well, we could start off with the game first, and then we can move on to the Colts, or you want to talk about specific players? It's all up to you.
I guess I can talk about the Vikings game a little bit. Honestly, the thing I kind of want to talk about most of the Vikings game, I feel like I'm kind of like an outsider because it's like, yeah, like of course I'm like upset the way they lost the game, but like I did not expect to see like so many like people like so irate about the fact that they lost to the Vikings. Like I was completely expecting a loss to the Vikings, but I get it because it's one of those games where it was so many little plays and little stupid mistakes where it's like they were just this close. Like
right,
like even the second touchdown by Hodgins, where it's just like how do Julian Love and Darnay Holmes like not knock down that ball? Like they're just that close, you know what I mean? And then with Justin Jefferson, like he just got into field goal range and like they were almost able to tackle him. So like I completely get it, but to me it was like I don't know. I was really encouraged by the way the team played, and then like I think I mentioned it. We were talking about the Washington game where I feel like the coaching staff was kind of going back to things that worked earlier in the season. I felt like we saw some of that even more with the Vikings game and then some, because like I don't think people even realize like, yeah, obviously like Jones, like he threw for a bunch of yards, but like we had 2 receivers crack 90 yards and another one crack 80. Like what? Like the Giants offense like got that much production out of their receivers, and it's like I'm hoping they can continue again to like use that going forward, especially because it seemed like it helped Saquon because Saquon still had a really like efficient game. The fact that he was only given I think like 14 carries. Like,
I think he had 14 carries. Yeah,
they didn't use Saquon very much, but he was still like looking effective. Like, did you see some of the cuts he was making like on some of the runs like inside and stuff? Like Saquon, all that stuff they were talking like, oh, he's already. I'm like, nah. Saquon,
which was crazy too because he's averaging I think like 6 yards per carry too, and I was like, why did he not get more touches? So interesting.
Yeah, and that's the thing I said in the chat too, where it's like that's another point I bring up where it's like, why is like such a large portion of this fan base so obsessed with getting Saquon Barkley out of here next season? Why do they want him gone so bad? Like I understand when they they do their Twitter GMs and like, oh, the money doesn't make sense, but it's just how do you not think that Saquon can be an integral piece to to this team going forward? I feel like so many people like.
So what they're saying is that he's not going to be here for the future when we're starting to win, Nova. That's what some people are saying. But I also listen. I agree with you. I mean, I would at least want him to get franchised. But or give him I just don't want the Giants to make him a top 5 paid running back, man.
Yeah,
I think that would be a mistake.
I don't think they're gonna do that though. I mean, it depends. Like. The Saquon debate is so like there's so many ways you can look at it, and
my bad for getting you out of your point. I just wanted to tell you kind of like
no, because that's still kind of what I'm touching on, where it's like people have brought up whether they think Saquon be willing to take like a home team discount or not, and then there's like a bunch of people who think he's gonna want to demand to be the highest paid back.
There's honestly, no such thing as a hometown discount for the top players in the league, man. Like, name me one who's a top player in the league and is taking a hometown discount. That doesn't exist.
Yeah, that's true. My thing is
hometown discounts is for like the Sterling Shepherds of the world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Sterling Shepard needs to
back
go
on a
ahead
bit
and
of
become a
run.
coach already, man. He says he wants to be a player
gonna
again
be a
next
coach
year.
in the future. He's gonna be.
I would love the fan in me. The fan in me wants to see Shep go out on his terms. I would love.
Me too.
And the small hope is the new turf that's gonna be on the field. Maybe he doesn't fucking go ahead and get hurt. Hopefully.
Yeah,
I know, but it's like he already has so many on his head, bro. So many injuries on his head. Like I don't even think it would take a messed up turf to knock on wood, not wishing anything on him for something bad to happen.
No, I feel you. I know exactly what you're saying. I with Shep, I'm just being a fan and be like, yo, hopefully next year is the year that he can have a good season and then just, hey, peace out, bro. Go be a coach.
Yeah. Let me quickly highlight a couple comments from the chat here, and I'll see what y'all says. Anthony says, "Do you think Tua's career is suffering the same fate as Andrew Luck?" And they clarified a little bit later on in terms of injuries specifically is what they were talking about. Nova, let me get you first, and I'll go to Tonio. It's still very early into his career. I'll say that. It's what, his second or third year?
This is his third, yes.
But then again, Andrew Luck basically got knocked out like right after his rookie contract. So what do you think?
Yeah. What I'll say, here's the thing, like it's just really odd, right? Because with Tua, most of the plays that he's like gotten concussed, it's crazy that he's up to 3 concussions now in the year, right? It's
something
like
crazy like that.
Yeah, it just seems like almost just like unlucky plays. Like it looks like almost like routine tackles, and his head is just like it's like a magnet, like propelling his head to the turf, and it's just like slamming off of it every time. I think it was a different case with Andrew Luck because Andrew Luck was like constantly like just getting beat up, like left and right, like. And Andrew Luck was I know Tua was like a little mold, but I feel like Andrew Luck was like. He was kind of similar to Jones, not in the sense that like he could run like Jones, but you know how like we always complain like Jones, why are you like charging head first into like all these big D linemen and stuff like that? You would see Andrew Luck do stuff like that, and I think that's kind of what like piled up on him like quick and why he ended up having to retire so early. So I would say his situation is not exactly like Andrew Luck's, but it's definitely concerning. Like it's something they got to look at. I don't know if maybe they look into getting him like a new type of helmet or something. Because like I said, like some of the hits he takes are bad, yeah. But I think like the recent one too, it was like he was just getting like pulled down from behind, and his head just like it just always just seems to like just slam off the ground like in the weirdest way. And it's like that shouldn't be happening like on these types of plays. You usually don't see stuff like that happening for most people. So I don't know. That's kind of my stance on that.
And to end on a little bit before you go, Tonio, this is from Nate. When he gave a couple comments here, he says Tua needs to retire. It just has to happen. He's already had 3 concussions in one season. He's had ataxia, fencing response, and whatever this was, all on 3 separate occasions. This is his life. And Surgeon Mayhem also said he's going to be brain damaged if he's not careful. Go ahead.
He already is. There's no
the fencing response is already a sign of that in my opinion.
So I'm gonna tell you this much: Tua should absolutely call it and sue the NFL for all the money he could possibly sue them after the season is over. I don't want to see Tua play another year at all. Somebody listen, I in whoever played sports, we understand. It's like, yo, not me. I'm not this guy. Trust me, dude. Like, I understand the competitive aspect of sports and how you feel like, yo, when you're on top of something, like you feel bulletproof. His inner circle, his parents, his girl, whatever, they need to tell him, yo, it's not worth it. Like, you call it, bro. Just call it. And it's listen. I hope that he's not surrounded with a whole bunch of yes men. I hope that he's surrounded with people that actually love him. That
I was gonna say, I hope like I don't know to his personal life. Is one or both parents in there? Are they not knocking his door down to retire? Like siblings.
Yeah, you look at Nate. Nate's mentioning great names, man. Of people who have had brain trauma and have done stupid shit, or either taken their own lives or hurt others, or both. Yeah, man. I don't want to see Tua play anymore. I think the NFL should be like, yo, go home. Like, somebody got to tell this man, go home.
Yeah, that's the thing too. That's a good point you bring up because I really do think it's more in the hands of the NFL to like step in and do something about it at this point.
Unfortunately they can't.
I was about to say, what can they? It's not like they can go up to the player.
They can, but the liability.
I was gonna ask you. Let me ask you this: can they straight up go up to a player and say we're not gonna allow you to play, or like for like the rest of your career?
They can't because once he's medically cleared, why are you stopping me? It's a lawsuit waiting to happen for the NFL. The NFL can't do shit about that. The NFL got to stay quiet. But if I'm Tua and I'm his family members, there is a lawsuit that I'm absolutely going to have, because you just remember after that concussion to Tua, and then after he started getting the spasms and stuff like down the field, I forgot what was that called. Immediately,
the defense response.
They changed the protocol in the NFL all around. First and foremost, just think about this shit. This is so crazy about the NFL. If an MMA fighter or a boxer gets knocked out, that's a concussion, they don't get to fight for another 6 months. Yet somehow, some way, NFL players get knocked out, get concussed, and
they come back in a couple of weeks.
In a week or 2 weeks.
That a couple days, like what happened with Tua earlier this season.
That doesn't make sense to me, man. And I could go on and on about concussions, and it's gonna, call me soft. But as somebody who's been there, done that, bro, nah, man, that shit is whack, bro. Tua needs to go fast.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. 3 more than 1, like you said, 1 is already enough for a season, a year, a lifetime. This man's had 3. I don't want to say in a season. I want to say 3 in basically 3 months is what it is.
Yeah, a few months, honestly.
In 2.5 months maybe.
And the thing I still found egregious is that they let him play on that Thursday game when everybody knew that he was concussed still, and that's when he went into defense and respond and stuff. And it's like, how did I still don't know how.
That's where the lawsuit. That's where the lawsuit. That's where I'm taking the NFL for about $100 million minimum in that lawsuit right there.
Sergeant Mayhem says the NFL should be able to terminate contracts. I'm gonna go with Breaking Tonio here. That is a gateway for a lot of lawsuits from players, like giving the NFL the power to basically say, "Now we could terminate your contract, even if it's for a legitimate reason." Like in this case of this one, it's still like, I don't know. It's hard to explain.
If I'm medically cleared, why are you stopping me from playing?
So really, what it comes back to is the rules that the NFL have in place with their medical staff and stuff like that, more than the NFL overall. It's more specifically whatever they're doing with the medical side of things. Arjun says concussion should keep you out for 1 to 3 weeks. I play football. My friends got hit in the head. That's such a Arjun. I get that you're using a real life example that you've seen secondhand in this case, because your friend will be the first hand account. But the reason like MMA fighters and like more contact violent sports get held out that long is because they take one thing into account. Everybody's different. And concussions have lingering effects that happen like years on end. Maybe 6 months might seem like a little bit of an extended period of time for you. But I don't think 1 to 3 weeks is enough, honestly.
Yeah, I was just gonna
especially like with this specific sport of football, where we could list so many examples of concussions leading to terrible things for players in terms of their brain development, in terms of their mental health, in terms of decisions they make in the future, in terms of decision they're making while they're still playing football. In the case of Aaron Hernandez, for example, it's I don't know.
You know who I give so much props to, and he was one of my favorite players, and he still to this day is one of my favorite players, even though he retired early. Luke Kuechly. Luke Kuechly was like, yo, it's too much. He had too many concussions. He was scared. He wanted to live after football. He wanted a future after football. He walked away, man. And that's absolutely what these players need to do, man. These players, I feel like sometimes they don't got people that actually love them around them. Because if I'm getting concussed left and right, man, I need to call it, man. And Tua is not the 53rd man in the roster. Tua has enough money that he could call it, man. And Tua is a charismatic dude that he could get into TV media and he could do other things, man. So I don't know, man. It's kind of weird.
No, I hear completely where you're coming from as well. It is a hard topic to kind of steer away from and get back to the Giants. What are you guys thinking with this Colts game? I saw you and Manny. I'm not sure if you guys were going back and forth or agreeing on Twitter with sleeping on the Colts. Clear that up for me, and then Sam, what you think?
So no, yeah, that's 100% true. So Manny is saying, don't sleep on the Colts, don't sleep on the Colts, don't sleep on the Colts. And not only am I sleeping, I'm snoring right now because I'm gonna tell you right now, just off the coaches. This is the first year where coaching matters to me in terms of coaching matchups. The coach discrepancy between those two teams, the Colts and the Giants, it's night and day. Our coaches alone are gonna school the Colts. That to me that's it. That's the reason why we're winning that game.
Go ahead, Nova.
So here's my thing on the Colts game, because I'm kind of in agreement with both perspectives, right? I really do believe that the Giants should win this game. I believe they are going to win this game, and I think we're going to see a lot of good stuff happening from it. But I don't think that it's going to – we're still going to see some Giant stuff, you know what I mean? They're going to find ways to make it harder than it has to be. But I think this is a game that we probably should not have to sweat too much. The Colts have a decent defense. Their pass rush is pretty aggressive. They, with the interior offensive line, that cause for any concern anytime the Giants play anybody, honestly. But I am fully expecting for the Giants to come out and just simply beat the Colts ass. And that's what I want to see. I want to see the pass rush just eat and just destroy them. Just get several sacks. I want the team to come out, and I think they're going to, because they know how much is at stake. And I do feel. Like I said, I really feel like since the Sunday night game in Washington, even though they lost that game in Minnesota, the team looks a lot more energized, similar to how they did in the beginning of the year. Yeah. So I expect them to come out with a lot of energy. I expect the offense to be able to move the ball efficiently, and I expect the defense, the pass rush to be really aggressive. I expect big games out of Dex and Aziz, and hopefully they can get Nick Foles to turn the ball over a couple times. Maybe Darnay Holmes gets a pick or something, but yeah, no, like I said, I there's gonna be a couple things, the special teams is gonna have an error where let's say the Giants get a huge score to go up 2 touchdowns or something, and while the whole sideline is still celebrating on the kickoff,
we're gonna give up 40 yards or 60 yards.
Yeah, and then the Colts get a quick strike after that and make it a game again. We're gonna see stuff like that, I'm pretty sure. But
yeah, no, but I'm in agreement with you, bro. But here's what I think is gonna happen: the game itself, it's not gonna feel close, but the scoreboard is gonna be close.
It's gonna be close, yeah,
because
exactly.
It's gonna be kind of like the Bears game. The Giants, exactly, or that Panthers. At the Panthers game in the fourth quarter, I was like, "Can this game end already? This is so boring." Because we was dominating on the field, but we wasn't dominating on the scoreboard. I think that's what's gonna happen, just because the Giants are just not that team to able to score and to keep scoring.
Just run away with it. Yeah,
but on the field, it's just, if you were to take the scoreboard away, you're gonna be like, the Giants dominated from
the Giants are gonna look much better. Yeah,
I think that's
exactly
gonna happen,
what I
man.
see too. Yeah, and hopefully it comes to fruition, and we'll be celebrating our first playoff berth since 2016, and I'll be over the moon, even if they don't gain a yard in the playoffs. But I want those damn Vikings in the playoffs again, because I think we can get them. I think the Giants can get them, honestly, especially if they can get some of those players back in the secondary. It looks like Adori's going to be good to come back. I don't think McKinney's playing again this season. I've been saying that every time they ask Dable, he just no, and then
they're not telling us something about McKinney.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Honestly, what I'm hoping,
it was always a possibility that he would be out for the rest of the year, though.
Yeah, but you know how the Giants coaching staff is, where they're like, "Oh, he's day to day. Oh, yeah, you don't know."
He doesn't want to say anything. Yeah.
Well, McKinney, he's pretty much like, "Yeah, nah, don't even worry about it, guys. He's not coming back this week." He's just completely just disregarding him. I think McKinney is holding himself out, because I think McKinney knows that he's not right for whatever reason, because he's come out and said it "Yo, when I'm good, I'll go out there." That guy must have had a really traumatic experience with his arm. Not just fingers. I think his whole entire arm. And God knows when, maybe he's going to come back next season, but I don't know, man. I just have no hopes on McKinney. And McKinney gone from this team is a huge
loss. I said it too when it happened, and some people were disregarding it, "Oh, we have depth at the safety position." I'm like,
because McKinney wasn't having a statistical good season,
Yeah,
quote
exactly.
unquote,
But he was manning
his
that
impact
defense.
is
Like,
insane.
Bro, we got to remember he was basically the linebacker.
he's the
He was a
signal
green.
caller. Yeah,
He was
the
the green
signal
Mike.
caller, and
He was the
he
green
was the
dot.
one that kept everything in check. And then the thing is, they're like, oh, he's not having all these stats. I'm like, yeah, because people aren't testing him because he's right there with them. So like losing McKinney was a huge deal, and I'm tired of like. You know, I give these players in the secondary that are playing now credit. They're doing their best, but I'm tired of watching so many games. I'm like, Adoree makes that tackle, McKinney makes that tackle. Like he doesn't take that angle. So yeah, but what you were talking about with like something with his arm, that's what I was gonna say. That like I don't want to speculate, and I'm hoping not, but like I do think it's that you know, it's probably his fingers that like got physically damaged, but I think there's probably like some nerve damage maybe that's like affecting the rest of his arm or something like that.
Yo,
I'm hoping
with
that's
you.
not the case, but like the way like he had pins in his hands, they said he broke 3 of his fingers. Like his whole hand must have been like just crushed.
Mangled,
so if you think about it, like yeah, like there's a
Mhm.
possibility that pinched some nerves there or something, like, and it's like lingering on his whole arm, and he probably has like some stiffness or something. So it sucks, but that's probably what we're looking at with McKinney right now. But hopefully he can take an off season and get right. But I don't expect to see him back this season, sadly.
Yeah.
Shout out to Wolves for the $2 super chat. He says, I genuinely see us with a low score shutout 13-0 type. Listen, I'll freaking shout out all day, every day, but you can see us shutting out the Colts.
I can
see. Are they going with
Nick
Foles? Yeah. Are they going with Nick Foles this week?
Yeah, Nick Foles. Jeff Saturday said it.
Oh, he said it already?
Yeah, he's been very adamant. Like, we're sticking with Foles. Yeah.
It's so weird what's going on over there, man. They're a weird team.
They literally went from a team that was just a quarterback away from being a legit Super Bowl contender in 2 years to what they are right now. Like, just complete mess all over the place.
Yeah.
It's really crazy. And then you talk about their offensive line. You talk about the struggles out. That offensive line went from the worst to the first, back to like one of the worst. It's really crazy. Their defense has also declined over the past couple of years. Of course, they got injuries. It's been a wild roller coaster ride for the Colts, man. Let me look at Arjun saying, I think he's talking to people that are maybe a little bit too confident with the Colts game. He says, y'all know how to chill. We need Thomas, Bredesen, a new center, a new right guard, and Evan Neal needs to be developed. Or are you talking about for next year, Arjun? I'm not sure. But in terms of the offensive line, looking to the future, I'm going to take this and say I agree with it. Thomas, Bredesen, draft me a center, get me a new right guard somehow. Evan Neal second year. And I feel like that's an offensive line that I can get behind.
That'd be comfortable.
All right, this is an interesting one here. Anthony says, I hope you guys know that if we let Jones walk, Washington is going to snag him because they wanted him, but we drafted him. They had no choice but to get Haskins. Rest in peace. First of all, even if it was true, we're about 4 or 5 years removed from that. It's completely different people in Washington now. That's all
and I couldn't care less if he goes to Washington. Bye. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy. The best Washington quarterback in the past 20 years wasn't even that good with Washington. He's better where he is now with the Vikings.
I'll say this, though. Exactly. Daniel Jones would be an upgrade to Washington, and he would look.
Of course, he's better than what they're running with right now.
I think Jones would look better in Washington than he would be looking over here. That's a fact.
Well, he'll have McLaurin.
He'll have weapons. Yeah.
He would have a good offensive line. We have an all right run game. I think Washington's run game is better than ours because they have a legit two-headed threat. They use their 2 running backs. For some reason, we still don't use Matt Breida.
Yeah, we don't use Matt Breida or even Gary Brightwell.
Exactly. So I'll say that.
My God, Jefferson is a beast.
What he do? Or you're just looking? You're just looking at
the touchdown right now.
That was another one of those plays where it's like, all right, 3rd and long. Come on, please, just don't break here, and they broke. It's like that game just so many just. Almost there. But.
Shout out to Afghanistan. He says, I don't know if Sam Ehlinger will get the chance, but it's Foles, just to confirm. He says we need to sack and pressure the living hell out of that dude. His line isn't good. He moves like a 65-year-old with concrete feet.
Yep, that's what I was saying. I need Dex and Aziz to have huge games someday. Like,
you want to know something that's crazy? Freaking Wink played cover 2 zone on that 3rd and 10 that Jefferson scored. That is not Wink at all, man. That's
Moreau and Pinnock just couldn't keep.
Much credit to what the hell is their quarterback name? He threw it right at the perfect window.
Cousins,
Cousins threw it right at the perfect spot. we shouldn't even been playing that cover 2 zone, man. That was trash.
Bro, Cousins got bailed so many times that game. I feel like he threw like 3 pick-worthy plays to the Giants at least.
Like, speaking of us having 3 turnovers, we should have had 2. We should have had 2 picks at the very least.
Yeah. Well, the Nick McLeod one, Nick McLeod is just a bricklayer, bro. I'm tired of seeing that. That's why.
But you know what?
Bro, I've tweeted that so many times.
But you know what? That pick that he could have had was not
good that he dropped it.
It was good that he dropped it. Exactly.
That's what I said. That was the only time I'll accept him dropping that pick. When he dropped that pick,
he should have dropped the end zone. Oh yeah.
Oh my God, I was about to break my TV. Like,
yo, you want to hear some fucked up shit? I wanted Washington to score and then to stop. And then we stopped a 2-point conversion and win because I had $3,000 like on the line. Like I needed Washington to score one more time, and then I needed them to lose so I could get $3,000. I was so mad, man. I was happy, but then I was mad.
It's funny how Washington fans are still crying about that. It's like, get over it, Jesus Christ! Like
Washington's trash, man. Like they need to fire that coaching staff ASAP.
Oh, Arjun, I think we could all agree here. Shout out to Hirsch, yeah. Hodgins is what they was supposed to be. We could all agree with that. There's no need for
Isaiah needs to be a number 2. Isaiah is a number 2 caliber player. He absolutely they need to lock him up or bring him back.
A decent conversation.
Bring him back. I don't know. Every time I hear the phrase "lock him up," I imagine like a huge contract. But bring him back for like a year,
no,
years maybe.
Yeah, nothing big. But definitely like a year. Make sure he's here next year. I don't care how, but just make sure he's.
Well, he's under contract. He's under contract. So
is
he's
he?
Be with the Giants. Yeah, he's under contract because he's.
No, somebody said that.
No,
I think it was Sergeant Mayhem, and they clarified that it's not like a complete and locked up thing. And let me add in Taj.
He's
right
a
now.
restricted free agent. He's a restricted free agent, but he's not unrestricted. I think that's what it is. Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Dable really likes him. I was saying that even when they brought him over for the Giants, because I said like he's probably going to become a starter right away. Not a lot of people like knew about the move, but I was saying like Dable was speaking very highly of him, and he was the one that drafted him. So I'm pretty sure Hodgins, you can pencil in Hodgins on the depth chart for next season. I'm pretty sure he'll be here.
Copy.
What up, Taj? How you doing?
Yo, what up? What up, Tony? Nova, I see you.
Yeah, what's up?
Oh, Barkley, holy shit, that was a good run.
Are you watching the film?
Yeah.
I see. I mean, yeah, man. Win and we get in. We win.
That's simple.
And if we don't win this game next week, even if we make the playoffs, I don't think we even deserve to.
Yeah. I'm in the same boat. If the Giants lose to the Colts, I'm going to go goblin mode. Like I'm gonna fly off the handle. Like, oh man.
But I want to Antonio, for somebody that's completely snoring on the Colts right now. What would you do if we lose to them?
Nothing. Because I also have us winning that last Week 18 game against the Eagles because Hurts is not playing.
Do we know?
That's something else to talk about. That's something else to talk about for sure. Let's let Taj continue.
Let's hope that doesn't happen.
Thoughts.
But yeah, go ahead.
But if like Washington and who else lose? Seattle lose. We
don't even have to. We get backdoor, right?
Yeah.
We get backdoor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we just need one loss from 2 of those teams, then, right?
Yeah, and that's it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Even if they lose, they still have a good chance. But it's just like, just beat the damn Colts.
Just win. Just win and get in, man. Don't rely on anybody else.
Win and get in. I mean, like don't rely on anyone else. Like like what we did with Philly, against Washington like 2 years back.
Wow.
When they purposely tanking like the second half.
Yeah. Granted, I didn't think they were gonna beat Washington that game anyways, but it was still like whack to see them like just tank it out. But
I mean, they could have.
Yeah, what up, Tuto?
Shout out to Tuto for the $5 super chat. Says massive salutes and respect to Kush, Antonio, Nova, Mayhem, Nate, again, and all the diehard Giants fam in the house.
Tuto, what's good, man?
God's blessings. Thank you, Tuto. Happy holidays to you too, man. The holidays ain't over yet. We got New Year's coming up, and I hope you had a great Christmas, man.
Holy shit. Dude, that 2-point conversion play was so creative, yet it looked so bad, but that was all Jones. Holy shit, that play was so bad.
And the first touchdown was all him, too.
Yeah,
the Hodgins play? Ooh.
I was about to bring that up. I've noticed Jones doing that a lot more this season. He's improved a lot, like being able to roll out.
And I saw you tweeting it too, Antonio. You're like, that's what we've been waiting for.
Bro, listen, my bar is so low on Jones that if he gives me 3 weeks of this performance like he did in Vikings, I'm with him to come back. Like I'm with it.
Basically, if he does this against the Colts in Philadelphia.
And by the way, it's not even just having like 300 yards and a touchdown. It's the little things that he
I was gonna
did.
say I don't think it's necessarily him having all those yards because
I
don't even think that we have a winning record when he gets over 300. It's the plays that he's making.
Exactly.
So I've never seen him dude, for the most part, when Jones is stepping up the pocket and getting out, he's looking to run. In this game, he didn't look to run on those 2 plays on the 2-point conversion and on the touchdown. He moved up the pocket, rolled out to his right a little bit, and hit Hodgins. It's just like, holy shit, bro! Like you just don't see Jones doing that much. And it was awesome to watch. There was 2 throws there that was insane, which was the Richie James throw
in that Isaiah Hodgins touchdown.
Yeah. Bro, that's what where's the backyard football from Jones? He doesn't have that. He had it in this game. That's all I want to see. Backyard football, baby.
Yeah.
Showed it for sure.
Go ahead though, Taj. I think we might have cut you off by accident again. What else were you gonna say?
What was I gonna say? What I was gonna say is that if we don't win, even if we make the playoffs, we still don't deserve to be in it. And for Daniel Jones, I think Daniel Jones has shown enough for me that he's gonna be back at least next year.
Mm-hmm.
And for
already,
Saquon, already for me. But and Saquon, now Saquon is kind of gonna be a little tough for to bring back, like for number one, the position that he plays, and number two, if he asks for the type of money that I'm assuming that he wants to play in, then I don't know if we're gonna give him that type of money. But I think if we tag him, I don't know if he's gonna wanna play on the franchise tag. So I don't know. It's gonna be tough for us with Saquon.
What do you guys? We kind of briefly touched on it earlier, mentioning the 2 popular ideas: his hometown discount and him demanding a lot.
The hometown.
What do you guys think about the tag? You don't want to do the tag? I'm seeing you shaking your head there.
No, I'm absolutely with the tag on Saquon. Okay. I'm okay with with a tag or a kind of like 12, not 12, like 11, sort of 12 a year for him. 3-year, 12 million a year. I'm okay with that. He's not gonna take it, but I would love that.
Yeah, that would be a good deal. I mean, I don't know. Like it's that's probably the thing that's been debated on the most between the Giants fandom is that what is the team gonna do with Saquon and Jones? I just keep saying that I feel like Daniel Jones and especially Saquon Barkley have built like a really good rapport with Brian Daboll and Joe Shane. And I feel like if they feel like it's in the best interest to have both of them back on the team, they're going to find a way to do it that's not going to like ruin the team, Like I have faith in them. So that's why I really don't worry about it much. And then like especially I guess the more polarizing one is Daniel Jones, and I've been saying it for the longest. If Jones is gone next season, I'm completely fine with it. If he's here next season, I'm completely fine with it too.
Same.
My thing is like when people, so many people are like so attached to Daniel Jones, like and the idea of like his potential and what he could be if we get this around him or give him this or whatever, that they don't want to let him go. But my thing is just like the skill set that I get their argument where they're like, oh, if you bring a brand new, especially like a rookie quarterback in here, they're not going to thrive right away. But it's like the rookie quarterback, he's not just gonna be there for his first season. Like, what is it that you guys see in Jones that you don't think Brian Dable and Mike Kafka and all that can bring out of what is this upside you see in Jones like that you think we can't get somewhere else? Like Jones can be replaced. Like
amazing take, bro.
Yeah.
I don't see why fans can't. That's just common sense, and
and that's the thing. I don't say that to bring down Jones because I like Daniel Jones, and I get that. Yeah, like he has all the physical intangibles.
Bro, I don't think anybody would have been against Jones if this is Jones 30 in the contract. I don't think anybody would say, "Yo, kick out Jones right now" from what he's done this season. Not. I think what people are just saying, it's fourth year. We still don't. He's still an enigma, right?
Yeah.
If it's like you're saying, if they want to bring him back because they've seen enough. Bring him back, cool. If they don't, that's okay too. Fans shouldn't be like, "Oh, it's fuck Dable from here on out." If
everybody acts like they're gonna set the franchise back like 5 years if we get a rookie quarterback. I'm like, no, they're not. Like,
yo, to be honest, I got us not having. First of all, I don't got us next year having more wins than this year. I either have us winning the same amount of this game or worse next season.
I was just about to say
we're gonna have a harder schedule.
schedule.
I agree with you. I mean, our schedule's already harder. We're facing the AFC East and the NFC West next year.
Yep.
We got 4 games with the Eagles and the Cowboys, which I don't think we're still on their level. No matter what happens next year, I don't think Eagles and Cowboys level.
I've said it a lot of times now. I think we're 2 years away from being like legitimately with those guys.
Same.
And that's why I'm not against getting a rookie.
And that's way better than where we were last year. For anybody in the chat,
right? No. I mean, last year we
looked like we were 5 years away.
exactly. We needed them to get rid of retire their players before we could be competitive.
Their philosophy, their everything. Let me get this other super chat real quick. Shout out to Tudo once again. $5, appreciate it. He says, Kush, we're 12-7 now after last Friday match win, and we're getting ready for our last match of the season this Friday. Must get eliminated from the playoffs. Your team is in the same position as the Giants, Tudo. I hope you use that to channel it in your energy and go out there and get that win, man. 12-7, y'all better get in the playoffs now, and let me know how it goes. And to get a couple other comments from the chat here. Yep. For all my Knicks fans here, Quentin Grimes' career high. I think it's 32 and counting. The Knicks are playing the Mavs right now. Very close game. Hopefully we could close it out. RJ Barrett had to leave with a hand injury, so Quentin Grimes is stepping up. A young player for the Knicks that we all had high hopes for, and hopefully he could actually develop into this like 25-plus scorer a night throughout his career. Let me go down back here. A lot of stuff here. Oh, you guys are talking about the draft in the chat. So go ahead and I guess continue on with the conversation. Who last went?
We were just talking about whether okay with bringing back Jones or not bringing back Jones. She's got to trust the process of this front office. This front office hasn't shown us anything where we can't say.
Yo, you know what's crazy? We're coming back to conversation points and conclusions that I feel like most of us made a month into the season after we started off with our great start, and we're like, you know what? The front office and the coaching staff is already so beyond my expectations, and we already had a good amount of faith with them coming into the season because of just the programs they came from, that it's like, I'm with it no matter what they do. I'm with it. I'm going to trust it. I'm going to ride it out. We couldn't say that with Joe Judge because he was literally a nobody. We couldn't say that with Pat Shurmur because he came from a Minnesota team that had a good offense off after like a year.
And he was a loser as a head coach.
Exactly. So we knew what he was with the Browns as well.
He got to this.
Yeah.
So it's like we could say that with these guys for sure.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's crazy, man.
Tosh, let me hear what you're saying about the Colts coming up. I don't know if I got your thoughts on that. Just the Colts as a team. Are you like prepared for them? Are you snoring on them? Are you keeping an eye on them? What are you doing?
I'm kind of 50-50.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like I'm a prepare for like every game, but at the same time, like, looking at like this Colts team, like it's pretty much clear like they're tanking for the rest of the season. Like look for a quarterback, for a young quarterback, for them finally after getting all these like old.
Do they own their draft pick? They own their first rounder?
Yeah, they do.
They do. I wouldn't put it past them that they're tanking. Jeff Saturday just doing a favor for the ownership. I wouldn't put it past
him. Maybe. Who knows?
Maybe, but I mean, this.
Do you know, Taj? Do you know right now where they lie in the draft seeding or draft?
I think
position?
they're fourth.
Fourth.
Well, they're
Okay.
4-9-1, so they gotta be like in top.
I got you right now. They are fifth right now. Yeah,
it's possible they could jump up.
They can't get to 1, that's for sure, but they could definitely get to 2.
Who's the one? The Texans, right?
Texans is so Chicago and Texans are pretty much unreachable because they have 12 losses, and Indianapolis only has 10 losses. So
yeah, because they got a tie.
And they got a tie, exactly. So it's really hard for them to get even to 2. They could get to 3 is probably very realistic though.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully they continue to want to
take a young quarterback this time around.
And somebody in that top 3 is gonna make a mistake and pick up Will Levis.
Speaking of which, Taj, what do you think about the young QBs? If you got any opinions on them,
I think they cool. Like Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud. Those are the top 2 guys. Coming out next year. I know a lot of people talking about Anthony Richardson, about what his ceiling looks like what his potential can be, and I can actually see see it in him, but I think I think he for sure needs to sit down for a year or 2 and not touch not touch the field, nowhere near the field in his first year. So if we're honestly, I think if we were to get Anthony Richardson, I don't think Tyrod Taylor would be the guy for him to sit behind. Honestly.
By the way, I don't think any rookie is gonna be sitting for 2 years, bro. I think I agree with you. He needs a year for sure to sit behind.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think in today's NFL it's really realistic.
Yeah,
unless you're sitting behind Aaron Rodgers.
So. I was gonna say the only legitimate thing is A-Rod, and even then, this is my personal opinion. At this point, I really think Jordan Love might not be it. I'm happy to be proven wrong, but I don't believe in him. And same thing with Trey Lance. I'm like, if Jimmy G got your job back from you, I don't know what to tell you, bro. Maybe you just
the only reason why he got it was because he got hurt for the season.
That is true, but Lance also never showed.
Never.
Like I said, it's my personal. I think that Lance and Love are not the answer.
He could be a bust. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it either.
We already seen one of the quarterbacks.
I would be lying if I said that I was watching carefully San Francisco games because I haven't.
Yeah, we already seen one of those guys showing that bust potential out of that draft.
Which one?
Zach Wilson, bro.
He's done.
Gotta be Zach
Wilson. He's done.
That man, it's crazy how it seemed like he regressed since his rookie year.
But I heard from a lot of Twitter people that he got overhyped. He was never supposed to be that guy. I would love to hear some other people, talk about it, and I would love to hear some people that I trust on what was their evaluation of him. But just from a lot of people that I surround myself on Twitter, they're like, he never should have been drafted that high.
I feel like
I remember
on it. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I remember a lot of talk during that season that the Jets were really keen on Trevor Lawrence is who they really wanted going into that, but it didn't line up for them.
The Chicago quarterback, man.
Yeah, I saw that too. They were saying Justin Fields too, but
and you can say the same thing for Lance was that same draft too, right? So we can say the same thing for the 49ers traded up to get Lance.
When did Lance get picked?
Wasn't he third?
Third overall.
They traded up from 15 or 16 all the way to 3 to get
crazy
Trey Lance.
Belief, yo. They believe in
this
the guy.
Is my thing, and this is I feel like your question, Tony, really comes down to just personal preference, as a lot of stuff does with the draft. That's just the nature of the draft. For me, and you guys could go back and you'll see this on the channel. I'm not even saying this 2020. All of this is recorded on the channel. I didn't like Lance or Wilson. I thought Trey Lance, he was good, but a lot of his hype came more from the fact that his predecessor, Carson Wentz, who was also at North Dakota State, and people thought they could find another type of small school quarterback like that. And then with Zach Wilson, I saw the same thing, but with Josh Allen, another small school quarterback out in the middle of the Mormon nowhere. I never thought he looked good. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Never thought he looked good. I don't think it's what people are saying, which is like, oh, that pro day throw off the platform is what got people hype. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it, but he definitely got a lot of hype as the draft came closer and closer, and he started kind of going up draft boards a lot more. I don't think it's one simple throw though. GMs are not that stupid. But for both of those guys, it was like a high boomer bust potential for them.
And plus, he was playing some weak competition over there too. So,
but it's like I can't even use that as a knock against them because, like I said, I just listed 2 examples that kind of worked out, at least before the injury Wentz, and then obviously right now Josh Allen.
Yeah, but again, to that same point, look how long it took for Josh Allen to become what he was. You know,
it only took 2 years.
Right, but he still,
and even in his second year, people discredit, but Josh Allen's second year, he put up numbers, man.
Like I was gonna say he didn't have a bad second year.
With his
it's
legs
just that the
and
jump
arms,
was the third year.
No, because if you look at just his passing numbers, that doesn't scream out the window. But if you look at his passing and rushing numbers combined, dude, that was a good season. I don't know why people keep saying that he wasn't a good year 2 quarterback, because that's a lie. He had, I think, 30 total touchdowns his second year. Like, what more y'all want from a second year guy?
And then
I look it up right now.
I don't want to seem like a Zach Wilson hater, but I saw this clip recirculated on Twitter, and with this caption, I was like, "Yo, this is facts." Y'all remember draft night when he got drafted, and he's among just the wide receivers and a couple of black players, and he just looks so uncomfortable. And I
wasn't gonna say that because
I'm not making this a race thing at all because I never do it on my channel. I'm just like, he didn't look comfortable amongst people that were different than him, yo. Yeah. And it didn't rub me the wrong way. I was just like, if you don't look comfortable amongst them, bro, you're playing in New York, New Jersey area, you're not gonna be comfortable for your career. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
don't know.
Josh Allen's second year, 29 total touchdowns, guys. He had 9 rushing, 20 throwing. I mean, and he was let me just see how many fumbles he had. Fumbles lost 4, and then he had interceptions 9. So what, he had 13 turnovers and 29 touchdowns. That's, what more do you want from a second year player? I don't know.
Yeah.
So, yeah. If there's any other questions from the chat or you guys,
back to the Colts game though. Let me just tell you real quick. They are also another team that plays that cover 2 shell. That's what Daniel Jones loves to play against. Teams that come in with that cover 2 shell. The difference between them and the Vikings is that the Colts play a lot of cover 2 man and not a cover 2 zone like the Vikings do. So it might get a little bit tricky, but regardless of the fact, I think Jones should be able to have a decent game with that. But what I'm really looking forward to is Barkley going off in this game. I'm looking for Barkley to have minimum 2 touchdowns and close to over 200 total yards. This is gonna be
reminded me.
This is gonna be his. So Jones had his breakout game last week. It's gonna be Barkley's breakout game this week.
I was gonna say, you just reminded me of something talking about the coverage and like the utilization of Barkley. I'm glad that they are finally starting to line him up like out wide more. I'm like, I've been clamoring for it all season, and like it's like just getting him the ball in space, even like as we saw like the one play against the Vikings where, you know, they threw him the screen pass and it looked like he was gonna like lose like 3 yards, and he ended up gaining like 2. But like even like just little stuff like that, like that can be an extension of the run game where like, you know, because I feel like that's another reason the run game been struggling. Like, you know, that rough stretch they went through. Of course, it was like, you know, the injuries to the interior offensive line, but it was also like
But we lost our way a little bit.
Yeah. And they once teams just started stacking the box on them, it was like, you know, the only other option they had was like go to the bootleg, but then they took that away, and it's like I feel like they were just, it was, you know, tough sledding for Barkley. But again, like since the Washington game, and I say even the first Washington game, I felt like Barkley looked kind of like back to how he was earlier. I just feel like he didn't get like enough touches in the second half, because I think the first half he had like 65 yards or something like that, and then they only gave him like 4 handoffs the rest of the game or something weird like that. But definitely since the second Washington game, and then again the game like Minnesota, like Barkley's starting to look like, you know, like hungry and like running with like some aggression and stuff like that again. So
well, he also you know, got some rest, I'd say, because we really did run him into ground for a good amount of the season, you know?
Yeah, we were slowing him down. And listen, again, this coaching staff is in this front office, they aren't blame free. Absolutely, you could put the blame on this coaching staff for the Adoree injury, and you could put them, you could blame them, and you could blame them for running Barkley into the ground.
So especially when we've been clamoring like Breida, Brightwell, please
give other people snaps, you know.
I don't even need to say that. I've run that narrative into the ground. Why aren't we using our other running backs?
So you know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm glad that those are the mistakes that this coaching staff is making. But at the end of the day, the thing is, we could also put some blame on this coaching staff. They're not they're not blame free.
Yeah, of course not.
All right, guys. I mean, unless you guys got anything else to say, I'll do what somebody asked way earlier, which was score predictions. I don't know if you're still in here. For me, I'm going to go with a win. I really hope that the Giants don't giant, and that is play a team that they shouldn't really be in a matchup with really good and possibly win. We didn't win, but we played a team really well in Minnesota Vikings. And then the next week, they pull a New York Giants thing and just flat out fall flat against a team that they should win against. I'm hoping for not that. I'm going to say we win like another one-score game, something crazy like 23-20 or 23-19, some weird odd score like that. What about you, Tonio?
I'm gonna, just because we were talking about blowouts, I'm gonna go ahead and give them a blowout. I'm
First
gonna
blowout
say
this season.
I'm gonna say 23-7 Giants.
Bet. Taj?
I say 26-10 Giants.
26-10, that's a blowout too.
Yeah, it's a blowout too.
And those are like bite-sized blowouts, but that would be a giant. That would be the best type of blowout the Giants would get. That's the most they can do for like a blowout. Those are like the type of blowouts where if like they just score once and like it's a tight game again. But
however, the way where I can see it's a bigger blowout, it's if we get another defensive score, because we only got one this year. But if we could get another one, I might go crazy.
Nick McLeod is gonna get a pick six. Watch.
Hey, from your mouth.
I need Fabian Monroe to make up for that. His game.
Bro, he has 2 called back interceptions this
season.
But the one wasn't even his fault. Like that was against the Jaguars, where the refs just try to give them the game at the end with all their power. But anyways,
let's get flat. Let's get flat, man. Let's get flat.
Let's get flat.
Come on, let's get him a pick 6.
My score prediction though, 1-score game, 24-17 Giants. Like I said, it's probably
that's the more realistic way.
Yeah, they're gonna look a lot better than the Colts. But like I'm telling you, I can see it. Like the Giants they're gonna get like a huge score. Like it's gonna be like a really nice offensive play, and the whole stadium is gonna be hyped. Like, oh, let's go, we're going to the playoffs. And like as they're still jumping around and like dapping up and smiling on the sideline, the special team is gonna give a big return, and then they're just gonna hit a quick strike, and like we're gonna have to like stress at the end, and then like the offense is like gonna come like just short of picking up the game-ending first down, and then we're gonna punt the ball out, and then the defense is just gonna have to stop them from scoring at the end. Like it's gonna be annoying like that, but I see them winning 24-17.
I would love though to see that, Nova. I would love to see our defense be the last one on the field as we win, as we get a clinch a playoff berth, because they're the reason why we're here right now.
100%.
They're the ones that carried us this season, you know what I'm saying? And I would love to see them be the ones that get that recognition on the field.
Yeah, hopefully Kayvon can end it with a sack or something, or Dex, something like that.
Oh, facts.
Just like in
Kayvon coming back in, like you said, he was on fire at advanced stats wise. Maybe he lights it back up this game. We'll see. Like I said, I see us the same way in terms of matchup with our D line and their O line, like it was with the Vikings O line. We have a good chance to really get pressure and sacks on the QB, but the Vikings could the Colts could just have some good schemes and protections, and we'll never see what happens. So
I don't believe in that coaching staff, and I don't believe
the Colts coaching staff at all.
Yeah, and the fact is,
he's gonna go back to ESPN.
The downgrade from Kirk Cousins to fucking whatever the fuck the Colts have, it is insane. So yeah, from Kurt to Nick, I'll take it. Like it's not. Listen, the only reason why Nick Foles was actually relevant in this league, it was because I'll make this real quick. It was because our whoever I think it was a Peterson or whoever the hell it was.
Peterson,
It was Peterson. He brought RPO to the NFL. RPO was fresh off the kitchen in the NFL, and nobody knew how to stop that. That's why Carson Wentz was about to win MVP that year. That's why Carson Wentz go down, and your backup QB has an amazing year, wins your Super Bowl. Listen, just like the 49ers came up with the West Coast offense and nobody knew how to stop it. For a period of time, nobody knew how to stop an RPO. Everybody runs an RPO now, and Nick Foles is an average guy. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, his best days are certainly far behind him.
Like, please play like that. Like, play like that against us. Please.
I would say even when Nick Foles was like the Eagles' regular starter, like his first tenure with them, even though I think he beat the Giants most of the time, he never had like great games against the Giants. He was still always prone to giving the Giants like 2 picks a game or something like that. So. And this is like 2014 Nick Foles, like so.
Got you. But before I end it off, I want to end it with like a general NFL thing. JJ Watt basically confirmed earlier today that he's going to retire after this season. I think we could all agree one of the greatest NFL defensive players of all time.
Big man,
100% top 5 when it comes to defensive edge or defensive ends.
Or defensive whatever, because he played everywhere.
Let me get. I got 2 questions for y'all. I'm gonna start off with the general one, just general. How you look at JJ Watt in terms of his Hall of Fame career. Where do you rank him if you got him anywhere? And then I'll give you guys the second one after you answer the first one.
I'll start. Listen, it's crazy because the number one thing that I remember about JJ Watt, it's not even on the field shit, is there was a Hard Knocks season, and the Texans were playing against the Hard Knocks team. And when they introduced JJ Watt to the combined practice, he looked like a character out of Mortal Kombat. He was coming down the stairs, and I could have sworn it was a Mortal Kombat scene. And I was like, yo, that's how you know you're the man. When people are like, that's JJ Watt. That's great. So JJ Watt, man, was just an unstoppable force at some point back in the day. And he could play defensive tackle, he could play defensive end and just body anybody in front of him. I can't wait to see the next JJ Watt that dominates the league like that. I know it's Aaron Donald, but I was going to say
I feel like the transition already happened. I feel like from 2011 to 2015, JJ was like the unstoppable force, and injuries happened, and then Aaron Donald was drafted in 15, so it like naturally transitioned. I can't wait to see
who's next. That's what I'm trying to say. But I hope we have him.
Yeah. Go ahead, Taj.
Well, you said where do I rank him?
Just your general thoughts on JJ about to go retire. Hopefully, first ballot.
Oh, he will be.
Yeah, I think he should be first. No question. Yeah, I think he should be first by Hall of Fame. Yeah. He's one of the greatest defensive players in our generation, for sure. And with guys like Aaron Donald, Von Miller. And
but without a doubt, he was the best player for 3 or 4 years. The best player in the league.
For 3-4 years. Yeah. Not just not just the best defensive player, but the best player. Period. Period. Yeah. I mean,
and looking back on it, when it comes to just real quick, like I said, there was the natural transition from JJ to Aaron Donald. In my opinion, it's kind of crazy. Like if you look at the 2010s, the best defensive player in the league literally went from the first half of the decade was JJ Watt. The second half of the decade was Aaron Donald.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy how that happened.
Yeah, and both of them are first ballot Hall of Famers. Both of them, people forget when JJ won that back-to-back defensive player years, the same conversations that were had for Aaron Donald when he won his back-to-back defensive player year were being had with JJ. That's that. Is he the greatest defensive player of all time? Those were legitimate conversations being had.
Let me read you his accolades. 3-time defensive player of the year, 2012, 2014, 2015. 5 times All Pro. Get the fuck out of here. 2-time second team All Pro. 5 Pro Bowls. 2 times NFL sack leader. NFL forced fumbles co-leader. I didn't even know that was a thing. He's the 2010 All-Decade team. Come on, man. He's a Walter Payton Man of the Year.
We didn't even mention. That's off the field.
So he's a hurricane. He's a class act, bro. He's a class act on and off the field. He's definitely a legend, bro. There's the Hall of Fame, and there should be the special Hall of Fame, and you should put guys like him in it.
Yeah, honestly.
You go ahead, Nova. If we didn't say anything, you already said.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much my thoughts. Like I said, if you ask where I rank him, like in terms of like again he's up there like interior like D lineman like Strahan, Reggie White. Like I view him very much like in the same light. And yeah, like he's gonna be a first round ballot Hall of Famer, amazing player, and I think JJ Watt does like to me. This is something that has always been around in the game, but I feel like he's the one that really put the heavy emphasis is of D linemen getting their hands up and trying to knock down the ball and intercept it and stuff like that. I feel like JJ Watt is really like the first one to like really put that like on full display, like with his athleticism. Like, because how many times would you see JJ Watt just snatch it out the air or just bat it down like he's Mutombo like blocking a shot or something? Like he just like. Again, that's something like that they coach D linemen from the beginning of time, but I feel like JJ Watt was the first one that like really showed like how big of an impact he can have on a consistent basis. Like anytime I think of that, like I see somebody like bat a pass down like a big D lineman or intercept the pass, I think of JJ Watt. So yeah,
and then
his impact on the game is unquestionable. He's amazing.
So real quick, my second question, I'm gonna preface it by saying we had some really great players in the 2010s defensively. Luke Kuechly, JJ Watt, Von Miller, Aaron Donald. Like I feel like those are definitely the top four. When it comes to the front seven, obviously, you got Sherm, you got even Revis Island and stuff like that in there. But I'm prefacing my question that say, of course, two legends can coexist. Ain't nobody saying they can't. But who was better at their prime, bro? JJ or AD?
AD? Who's AD?
Aaron Donald.
We
already got a solid JJ answer from Nova automatically.
Yeah,
I'm not. I don't even think it's close, to be honest. I'm gonna keep it a stack. I don't think it's close. JJ.
I say JJ Watt too. And Aaron Donald does a lot of the dirty work, but I feel like JJ Watt just all too often like he would just destroy a game. Like it's just like you just can't stop him. Like, and I know Aaron Donald has had those moments and stuff. And like I said, he does the dirty work in the run game and stuff. But I feel like JJ Watt is just like he's so much more like vicious in his attack with like everything that he did. Like when you watched him play, it's just like this guy just can't be stopped. Like so it's JJ for me.
Got you.
Yeah, that shit is tough.
Yeah, Taj just like I don't know. Y'all said JJ easily.
Yeah, I say JJ like it's no debate, but I don't know, man.
There's a debate. There's always a debate. We're talking about two amazing players. No, absolutely. There's debate.
Yeah, like both in their prime. Both in their prime. I give a slight edge to JJ Watt.
Got you. All right, y'all. It's time for me to definitely end it out here, man. I want to give a shout out to everybody on the panel. I want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat. We got 40 people in there right now. Please run up the likes. On my side, I'm only saying 27 likes. So get up to at least 40
get
before
those
we
likes up, man. Come on, man. Right now. Heard just there you go. I see the likes going up. Come on, guys.
Just start hitting that
those
button,
likes,
man.
baby.
Guys, make sure you check out Breaking Tackles podcast with Antonio and Manny and BT on Twitter. He's been putting a lot of work with the Twitter Spaces. Shout out to Taj and Nova. You guys are great supporters. I see you in basically every week, even on Twitter as well. Nova got more memes than I can count. I don't know how his iCloud space hasn't run out yet. And like I said, guys, be ready for tomorrow. It's the first time in a long time Young Guns will be back after. Well, it's still technically during the holiday season, but after Christmas. Yeah, shout out to KB. You know
33 likes, baby. Let's go, baby. Let's go, likes.
Hey, yeah, I see it at 33. Can we get 7 more before we end it out here? Can we get 7 more likes? Let YouTube know. Oh my God, somebody unliked it, bro. It's down to 32. It's down to 31 now. Oh my God,
what you doing? Yo, y'all can't like it twice. All right, y'all can't like it twice. So you can only like it once, guys.
33.
What up, Luke? How you doing? Nah, all good, Luke. 34. Everybody been chilling. Now let me end it out though. I appreciate. I got faith that by the time this is ended, it will get to 40. That's it for now, guys. Thank you. And we gonna be out.
Peace out, bro.